Hey everyone, and welcome! In this explainer, we're going to dive into a book that tackles one of the most important, and let's be honest, toughest jobs any of us will ever have, parenting. So, here it is. The book is called Building the Next Generation, Family Devotions for Preschoolers and Early Primaries, and it's by Alan Wong. Right away, you can see from the title that this is a really focused guide. We're talking about a very specific and super important time in a child's life.
But it's hard. This book is about something that every single parent faces, no matter their background or beliefs. It's really about taking on one of the biggest jobs in the world.
And that job? Well, it really boils down to this one huge question. How do you pass on the things that matter most to you, to your kids? How do you help build a character in them that's actually going to last a lifetime? Okay, so let's be really clear about who this is for. This book is written from a Christian perspective. It's set up to be a super practical, hands-on guide for Christian parents who are looking to share their faith and their values with their young kids, specifically preschoolers and kids in those first few years of school.
And the way it goes about it is, well, it's pretty special. Just look at this endorsement from Reverend Michael Shen. He calls it delightful and fun. The goal here isn't just to drill information into kids' heads. It's about making it creative, making it memorable, and about building that parent-child bond while you're building their character.
So what was the big motivation here? Why did the author feel like this book absolutely had to be written? Well, that gets us to the why behind it all. And it's a really powerful call to action for every parent out there. The author, Alan Wong, he starts from a place that I think every parent will instantly recognize. He writes this: "By the end of the day, I am usually exhausted. Two little feet run towards me, and I say, 'Go to mommy, daddy is tired.' I mean, wow, he totally gets it. The intention to connect is there, but man, the energy often just isn't." And this is where the urgency really kicks in. Wong uses this verse from the Bible to make a pretty sobering point. Our time, especially our time with our little kids, is so fleeting. It's like a vapor. It's here for a second, and then poof, it's gone. We always think we'll have more time later, right? But later is never a guarantee. Now, check this out. To really drive this point home, the author uses this amazing metaphor. He talks about an ancient Greek statue called Opportunity. It's got hair in the front so you can grab it as it's coming towards you. But it's bald on the back, so once it's gone past, you can't grab hold. And it's got wings on its feet because it flies away fast. The message couldn't be clearer. You have to seize the moment, right now. Okay, so this all leads to the big practical question that's really at the center of the book. If our time is so short and this opportunity is flying by, what are we supposed to do? How can parents actually make the most of it and turn those exhausting evenings into really meaningful moments? And that brings us to the how. The book's method, it's not what you might think. It's not about boring lectures or trying to force your kids to sit still. Not at all. It's all built around the power of playful, engaging learning. The whole approach is based on understanding how little kids actually work. It starts with a simple truth. They love stories. And since they're usually buzzing with energy, why not use that? Dramatize the stories. But probably the most important insight is the last one. Kids learn best when they are genuinely having fun. To help you picture this whole philosophy, the author gives us what he calls the two-dimensional model of parenting. It might look like a simple chart, but it's a brilliant way to see the different ways we can approach passing on our values. All right, let's break this down because it's super helpful. You've got two lines: content, which is what you say, and action, which is what you do. Down here in the bottom left with low content and low action, that's neglecting. Over here, you've got teaching, that's high on content but low on action. You can think of that as the classic, do as I say, not as I do. On the other side is modeling, high on action, but you're not really explaining why you do what you do. But the goal, the real sweet spot, is right up here in this top quadrant. Discipling. That's high content and high action. You're living out your values and you're intentionally explaining them to your kids. So, how does the book actually help you get to that discipling quadrant? Well, it doesn't just leave you hanging. It gives you a really practical three-part blueprint that lays out the whole process, step by step. Part 1 is the theory, all the what, why, and how stuff that we've been talking about. Part 2 is, I think, brilliant. It's 30 lessons just for the parents to help you get your own heart and mind ready first. And then finally, Part 3 gives you 20 ready-to-use dramatized story guides so you can just jump in and put it all into practice right away. And when you take all of this, the urgency, the fun method, the step-by-step structure, it all boils down to one central, really powerful message. This is pretty much the core takeaway of the entire book. Here it is. The author's fundamental point is that parents, you are the primary spiritual educators of your kids. He really emphasizes that you can't and you shouldn't try to outsource this job to Sunday school or anyone else. Why? Because you, the parent, have an influence that absolutely no one else can match.
And this illustrates that point perfectly. The book quotes from a poem that just captures this idea so well. If a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with hostility, he learns violence. It's just a powerful reminder that our kids don't just learn what we try to teach them, they learn what we live. They literally absorb the whole atmosphere of our homes.
So when it's all said and done, the crucial point is this. All the techniques and stories in this book, they're just tools. They're tools to help you build what really matters, which is a strong relationship and a foundation of shared experiences with your child, because that's where values are truly passed on.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to take away. I want you to think back on your own life for a second. What is the most memorable lesson that a parent or a guardian ever taught you? And maybe more importantly, how did they teach it?